Welcome back to another episode of Her Story Untold Studios. I am your host, Tanir, and we have a wonderful guest with us today. But before we allow her to introduce herself, I'm going to need you to stop what you're doing and make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't, so we can continue to put out more testimonies and more episodes like this. Thank you. So, moving forward, I would like my guest to introduce herself, tell us where she's from, and what it is that she does.
Hi everyone, my name is Dekeira. I'm from Jersey. I'm a mental health dietitian that focuses on subconscious reprogramming and also using nutrition to improve your mental health, but specifically on anxiety. So that's what my whole platform is about.
Awesome. So, how did you come about wanting to be an anxiety dietitian?
So, all throughout my life, I've always dealt with undiagnosed anxiety or just not even realizing that I had anxiety. And last year, I got out of a relationship that caused me a lot of anxiety, and I wanted things to change. So then I figured I'd focus on mental health because I didn't have a niche at the time. And I've always been very passionate about mental health and the gut-brain axis and how what we eat affects how we feel. And so that led me to becoming the anxiety-free dietitian on all platforms. And now I focus on mental health. But throughout my healing process, I got really big into subconscious reprogramming. So that also plays a really big role into what I promote on my platforms as well.
Awesome. So, can you tell us some foods or beverages that may trigger anxiety?
Yeah, so typically having a diet that's high in caffeine can cause a lot of anxiety, especially having caffeine on an empty stomach because it's a stimulant. And so what it does is that it raises your cortisol levels, which is your stress hormone, and that can cause you to crash. So that can cause a lot of anxiety, as well as over consuming a lot of ultra processed foods that have little to no nutritional value, because there's a lot of vitamins and minerals are necessary to help prevent that anxiety. And a lot of fast foods are typically lacking in those. So, with that being said, a lot of ultra processed fast foods, sugary foods, a lot of caffeine, those are along the realms of foods that will typically alter your mental health in a negative state.
Okay.
And alcohol, of course. I should mention alcohol.
Oh,
Mhm.
alcohol.
Yeah.
So, anxiety is a popular thing. Is it any way that we can overcome having anxiety?
Yeah, so anything is possible with the power of the mind, especially something like anxiety. It's all just a mindset thing and just switching things from being more negative to more positive. And then on top of the mindset work also includes the nutrition as well. So as I mentioned before, there are certain vitamins and minerals that are needed to help manage anxiety, such as iron, vitamin D, the B vitamins, magnesium. What else am I missing? Probiotics, omega 3s, those all play a very essential role in managing and preventing anxiety. So combining nutrition with the subconscious reprogramming is basically like a fail-proof system to managing and overcoming anxiety.
Okay. I see that you have an app. So, does the app also help us and give us tips as well?
Yeah, so I have an app called the Anxiety Free It Girl app, and girl is spelled GWORL. It's available on the Apple App Store and Google Play. And the app is mainly a mental health app that has a bunch of different subconscious reprogramming tools and spirituality education. I do have a section on there for nutrition education. I haven't really amplified it much, but I do have a free anxiety grocery list on there that goes through
Mhm.
all the macronutrients with a list of foods you may want to consider putting on your grocery list to help manage your anxiety. And on my podcast, I talk a lot about nutrition and mental health and how the things that we eat and consume can impact our mental health and what we can do to change that. So I promote resources not only on my app and my podcast, but also on my platforms. Like even today, I posted a breakfast recipe for PCOS, but that recipe is also very much anti-anxiety friendly because
Mhm.
it has the protein, it has the healthy fats, and it has the fiber as well.
Oh, awesome. So, you went through the supplements, you went through tips to help us. You told us that caffeine is a major part of us having anxiety.
Yes.
Okay, so what about the probiotic drinks? I know we discussed this before when I told you I would get the Olipop and I
Yeah.
was buying it a lot. I have since cut down since we had that conversation. But
Yeah.
do you want to tell the audience about what we discussed about the probiotic drinks?
Yeah, so You have your prebiotics, you have your probiotics, and you have your postbiotics. Your prebiotics are certain types of fibers that can feed the probiotics, so they serve as basically like food for the probiotics.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these sodas that are on the market, like Olipop, they're prebiotic based. So they're not probiotics, but they have prebiotics that helps to feed the probiotics. And probiotics are good bacteria that we can introduce our gut to help facilitate better bowel movements, better mental health, and just overall better gut health. And
Okay.
so some sources of prebiotics come from chicory root, artichoke, garlic, the peels of apples, bananas, sourdough bread, and then some probiotics comes from kefir, yogurt, miso. What else has probiotics? Um, that's just like the basics of probiotics. And then obviously there's some teas and there's protein powders and there's other products that have probiotics in them. And so
Mm-hmm.
because probiotics gives our gut good bacteria and our gut and our brain are connected, then the good bacteria influences our mood because it helps us to produce those good feeling emotions in our gut, like serotonin, dopamine, that's going to help boost our mood. And so with
Okay.
Olipop is a prebiotic soda that provides around 9 grams of fiber per can. So it's good for to help go to the bathroom and to feed the probiotics. But if you're over consuming Olipop, even though it is a sugar alternative, it's still sugar at the end of the day. So you want to be mindful if you have a history of diabetes, PCOS, insulin resistance. So maybe just in moderation, honestly, a few times a week, but definitely
Okay.
probably would not recommend it every single day for if you're also consuming other sugars as well. But just being mindful, because everything in moderation is key.
Right. So probiotic drinks, you can just have one once in a while. It won't hurt you. And you always say to make sure you ate before you drink the probiotic drink.
Well, for the probiotics, it doesn't have to be once in a while. It depends on the product because there's multiple probiotic beverages and products on the market. The only
Mm-hmm.
concern is that a lot of these products may be loaded in sugar, and that kind of defeats the purpose of the probiotic in it. So you want to be mindful of the added sugars that come in the products because on average, the most humans are not supposed to consume more than 25 grams of added sugar in a day. And added sugar is just sugar that's been added to food and it's not found naturally in food. So it refers to refined white sugar or just refined sugars in general. So just be mindful of if you are consuming probiotic rich foods such as yogurt, kefir, or these drinks, be mindful of the sugar in it and not to overconsume or consume more than around like 5 to 10 grams of added sugar per serving.
Okay.
And what was the second thing that you said?
Um, I totally lost it. It was just saying that you would say, I know we had a discussion before, the audience, wasn't here for that, but we talked about, you said to eat before we had something to
Oh,
drink. I don't know if it was before the coffee.
yeah. So probiotics are best taken on an empty stomach first thing in the morning and
Hmm.
last thing at night. And then when it comes to eating something prior to taking something, you want to make sure that you have a full stomach before consuming caffeine, because caffeine on an empty stomach is going to spike your blood sugar and drop it, and that can cause issues with stress management. It can cause weight gain in the stomach area, and just overall increased feelings of anxiety.
Okay. So you said you went through a really bad breakup last year. When you started your journey, what were your initial steps to start your journey?
So I knew I had an anxious attachment style, so I was looking up a lot of things around that and how to heal that. And then
Hmm.
that led into a deep dive into where that attachment style came from. And then I learned about masculine and feminine energy and that I had a wounded feminine and masculine energy because of my upbringing and generational trauma. So then getting into that, I then got into some conscious reprogramming to overcome those wounded energies. And then that led into another deep dive in how subconscious reprogramming can literally change your whole entire life by just changing your mindset on things,
Hmm.
yield positive results in any part of your life, whether that's relationship, self-concept, mental health, food, um, money, like subconscious reprogramming plays a really big role in literally everything because your
Hmm.
thoughts form your beliefs and your beliefs are reflected in your external environment. So everything that's going on right now in your world, whether you're dealing with money issues, relationship issues, insecurity issues, um, not being able to find a job, um, having doubts around things in your life is all a program of your subconscious beliefs. So if you can fix your subconscious beliefs, then your outer reality is going to change.
Oh, wow. So, as part of the reprogram, did you have to like go to see someone to do that? Was that just something that you studied on and you started to practice?
So it's basically personal research of like YouTube videos, podcast, books, Google, following certain platforms that were subconscious reprogramming coaches. Definitely
Okay.
started out on podcast. So started off with podcast, getting into podcast as because I was never a big reader in the beginning. I was more visual and audio, so I preferred to
Hmm.
listen to podcasts on high speed.
Okay.
Sorry, then I got into YouTube videos and then I got into reading. But everyone's different. It depends on everyone's preference. If people are more of visual, they may benefit from videos and reading, or if they're audio, they may prefer podcast. But that's just where I started personally, and then I just grew from there.
Oh, nice. So, would you consider working out as part of changing how you eat, taking a supplement, and everything kind of all connects with helping with anxiety?
So exercise definitely plays a role in anxiety because it's a strenuous task. It takes your mind off of what you're focusing on and puts it on a different focus. So it definitely serves as a healthy distraction because not only are you not focusing on the anxiety, but you're also not promoting, but you're bettering your health at the same time. And so anxiety plays a big role, not anxiety, sorry, exercise plays a big role in managing your anxiety. Supplements as well, if you're missing certain nutrients in your diet, supplements can help to supplement them within your diet. So that plays a big role as well. The only thing with supplements is that you want to make sure that they're third party tested because supplements are not regulated by the FDA. So anyone like Joe Schmo can just put a supplement on the market and promote it and say whatever he wants, and it can or cannot be true. So making
Mhm.
sure that the third party testing, meaning that it's been tested by a third party company and verified, it verifies the ingredients in the supplement so that it is actual facts.
Okay.
And when it comes to exercise, supplements, those play a role as well as stress and sleep.
Okay. Sleep is definitely important.
Yeah.
But I know that anxiety for me is more like if I'm trying to do too many things at once, then my levels is like, okay, sit down. You know,
Yeah.
walking and working out definitely does play a big factor. I agree because it just takes that stress away. It
Yeah.
takes the stress away. The more that you do it, create a routine. So yeah, what's the name of your app again?
My app is the anxiety-free It Girl app, and girl is spelled
Okay.
Gorl. And just
Okay.
to back off of what you just said, sleep does play a really important role, and I actually have a podcast episode specifically on how sleep can impact your mental health. So for those who have bad sleep, or they wake up in the middle of the night, or they can't fall asleep, they can't wake up, definitely go to my podcast, the Anxious It Girl podcast, and girl spelled Gorl, and type in sleep and you can check out my episode on sleep and how you can improve your sleep to improve your mental health.
Yes, I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, Apple App Store and Google Play.
Okay, awesome. So I want to thank you for being here with us.
Thank you so much.
Is there any way that you want the audience to connect with you?
Yeah, so I'm on all platforms at Anxiety Free Dietitian. And dietitian is spelled Dietian. Some people add a C in it, and there's no C in dietitian. So you can find me on Pinterest, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I'm basically on everything, Threads, which is where we connected. So yeah.
Yes. If you're
Mhm.
not using threads, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Go over there. It's a major networking tool. I will link everything that she just said under this video, but I appreciate you so much. Is there anything else you would like to let us know? Any
I have
upcoming?
more things to my app. So, and my app also now has a free 7-day trial. So for
Okay.
those who want to try out the app and see all the features that I have and the things that I'm adding to the app, definitely sign up and do the 7 free day trial.
Yes, yes. If you sign up, you have a free week to get information, okay? Let's utilize that. So we're wrapping it up, guys. I want to say thank you to Dekeira again for blessing my platform. And make sure you guys check her out. And with that being said, until next time,
Bye,
bye
everyone.
bye.